Mr. Proctor.
What's up?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I am Filippo, and we're here on the red carpet for the premiere of the movie 3 Feet from Gold, which of course is part of the Napoleon Hill Foundation presentation. And we have Bob Proctor, who of course you all know as a wonderful speaker and coach from The Secret. What is this saying about society today?
Well, I think society is waking up. I often think there's a cute little saying about Buddha. Somebody asked him if he was a god, and he said, "No, I'm not a god." They said, "Are you a saint?" And he said, "No, I'm not a saint." They said, "Well, what are you?" He said, "I'm awake." And I think that's where the public is today. Like, I've been in this business now for 41 years, and I've studied it for 48 years. So I've seen a lot of change take place. And over the past 10 to 15 years, the awareness that's developing in the public today is enormous. People are quite tuned in. It's not woo-woo stuff anymore. It's real stuff. We really do become what we think about, and I think we're starting to understand that better.
How does it feel to have started in this industry, or maybe being one of the ones that really started this industry along with some very well-known people? How does it feel to see it be here now?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's really good. Like when I started calling on companies, way back in the 60s, and if you talked about Spirit or something, they'd say, "Get out of here," Well, now they're phoning us. And where they didn't want to talk to us, now they want to pay us. So it's... The industry has changed completely. See, this is a relatively new industry. The personal growth industry, or the human development industry, really started with Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secret record in 1959.
I love this story because nowadays we're putting our iPod in our cars and we're listening. And so he's not talking about CDs, he's not talking about tapes, you're talking about
records.
In the car.
I used to drive around with a battery-operated record player playing these long-playing records. They're great big, and then I had smaller ones. And that's not an easy thing to do.
On a record. And a bump.
Yeah, you're playing the record and listening. It's good exercise in killing yourself in a car. But I did that for a long time. And when I first started in the business, that's what we were selling. We were selling records. And it's a strange thing. I was selling the Lead the Field program of Nightingale's. There's a dozen records in it. And we were charging $245 in the 60s. Now, you could buy a record for a quarter. So here we were selling 12 records, and that's what people thought of, is $245. They thought, "Are you out of your mind? I can go and buy 12 records at 25 cents a record." So then it dawned on me, we had to quit selling records, and we started to sell the benefit of the record, then we started to sell them. But we had to learn how to sell this. And it wasn't an easy thing to do.
People weren't ready at the time.
Well, no, and what you were doing, in essence, is saying, "Listen, there's something wrong with you, and I can fix it with a record." Well, I mean, they thought we had just fallen out of a tree. But it evolved. I stayed with it, and I watched it change, and of course, I've enjoyed the benefits of staying with it. But not many people stayed in this business. Like, I saw thousands come in, only a few stayed.
Well, we're happy that you stayed, and not only you stayed, you're prospering and you're helping so many people prosper, feel better about themselves. Bob Proctor on the red carpet for 3 Feet from Gold. Thank you for joining us at Life Changes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.